Good evening, one and all. I have a confession to make.
I'm trying to keep my composure, but I'm gone. I've just gone.
It's my fault. It's my fault we're late. Good evening, one and all. Why is my camera up there and I'm down here? Am I sitting too upright? Right, yeah, apologies, folks. I'm not going to lie. I was just putting a build in the Artemis II, and I've run in late tonight, so that's why we're late. So I'll take all the blame tonight. I'm not even going to push it on James like I normally do. I'll take all the blame.
Let's be fair. It normally is me, but tonight it is him. Most of the time, from everyone in the chat probably doesn't know this. I've got 2 kids, and it's like a proper war effort to get these buggers to bed. And by the time I get everything set up, it's literally a case of, "Hi, you two," and he's like, "We're going live now." I'm like, "Okay."
I'm just hoping now that this actually works. I haven't tried it.
It's like in my house, James. It's like, off you go, up to bed, no Wi-Fi, go to bed, watch film. That's it. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
He'll just take a draw of that and he'll be like...
Oh, we got fizzle. You still
building it?
No, not anymore. No, I'll focus now on the job.
That build took 25 minutes nearly.
Well, I wanted to do it earlier, to be fair, but I got waylaid at my other place of work, and I had no choice. So apologies to everyone in chat. How rude to be doing something when we should be devoted to you lot. But anyway, a very warm welcome to everyone. Let's say hello to a few people in chat. Thanks for the thumbs down. No one else sees that, I don't think, but me. But yeah, we've got one. Thanks. Frankenmiser, good evening to you. Mick King, good evening. Tam Dare, good evening, Mark, James, Kieron. Hope all doing well and keeping safe. Been looking forward to the show all week. Bless you. Thank you, Tam. Nice of you. Evening, Adrian. Evening, Lynn. First Spanner. Evening, Kieron. Twice. You're on here now. Mr. Intense, good evening. And thank you for removing that thumbs down. I've now got another thumbs up. Whoever it was took it away again. Bless you. Anyway, Dion 78. Good evening, Dion. Adrian, I've said. Who else have we got here? Bursting the thumbs up, coming thick and fast now. Graham Spears. Evening, Graham. Good evening. Hope all's well. Yep, we're all good. Oh, here come the thumbs down. They're buggering about now, Kieron. They're all playing now.
Of course they are.
We're playing a game of thumbs. They all come. Bless you all, one and all. Albert, good evening to you. Francis, evening, Francis. Jaya, good evening, Jaya. Oh, yeah, see? What a little telltale you are. Miss?
Has my camera gone again? Funny.
No, you're all right. You're all right.
Yeah, okay.
Seems okay.
Been honest, he actually said he did it, and you showed that he did it.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah. Kieron's just, I'll tell it how it is.
Exactly. Say how it is.
The Vaping Snowman. Good evening to you. Frankenmiser, I think I said, but if not, I'll say it again. Graham. Evening, Graham. Fletch. Who's Fletch? Evening, Fletch. Mark Trigwell. Evening, Mark. Murray Robertson. Good evening, Murray. Craig M. Evening, Craig. Who else have I got? Just Josh. Just Josh changed his name. Just Josh. Evening. Oi, oi. Tam Dare, I think I said. Yes, I did because of the comment earlier. Patrick Pyle. Evening, Patrick. Free Rider Vapor. Vapor Queen Becky. Rasper. Evening, Rasper. Rasper was. Changed your name. Rasper. Rasper that was, that is. Who else have we got? Vapor Queen, I've said. Patrick, I've said. Peter Kendall, Eden Peter Kendall. And Net Reality, Eden Net Reality. Excuse me. Stephen James, evening to you. And I'm right near the bottom now. I can see the line going down. Phoenix Vapes, Eden Phoenix Vapes. Grateful Ant. And I think that's it. We're there. We're there. So, you boys, because you're more organised than me, are you vaping on anything new tonight? Who wants to go first? Shall we see if Kieran's camera works this week?
I don't think it is.
No, it's not, Kieran. Turn that one off and hook the other one on. Okay,
we're back in 2 seconds.
Yeah, okay. For anyone that doesn't know, let's just go on. You explain. Go on. You go first. Tell us what you're vaping on.
Okay, so I am on the Ripley, and I've got the PSU tank on the Ripley, one of the clear see-through ones.
Yes, thank you for your order, James, for that.
Yeah, it's been performing really well. It's actually very solid as well. I thought it'd be quite a flexible kind of plastic, but it's solid, and I'm very, very impressed with it.
Good.
That's on the Lucid. And that I've got some RY4. Don't have the bottle because I've finished it. I've got an old personal favourite of mine. I've got the Cabello.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I really like it. And it's on the Vaporstorm Eco. On that, I've got some of my original candy cane from Yeti. And then I've got my new thing. I've got the other Artemis II.
You've got the correct one now, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I've got a script tip on it. I've got it in the green Juma Tot Chat as well. And in that, I have got 100 large orangutan. Basically tastes like Lucozade Sport. When my camera decides to fucking catch up.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry. It's been one of those days. I am so sorry.
Bit short-tempered, are we, James?
And that's all I am vaping on this evening. So I've got everything I need here. So it's over to you until Kieran decides to send us an appearance.
Yeah, I'll just explain slightly. Kieran's had problems with a camera. He did an upgrade with it. And as soon as he did the upgrade, it decided not to work. It was fine until the software update. So last week, when he did get it right, he put his old camera on. And with his camera this time, he's gone back to the previous bit of software. And it's still not right. So he's just swapping cameras. So he'll be here very shortly. Why doesn't this thing work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's not going to work. Right. We'll get beyond that. Tonight, I'm not on much tonight. In my pocket, I have, which I've been using pretty much all day long, is a pair of these. Oh, is that? Man shouldn't have green screen with.
He's got the custom brickwork Slim.
This is the camouflage version of the Slim, and I've got the blue one as well. So I still keep giving these a good bashing every day of every week. They're just handy. Taken out wise, they're just dead easy. And when I go out dog walking or anything like that, I do tend to use this now. It just suits me. In there, I have the blackcurrant, raspberry, and lime from our concentrates at 9 milligram strength. And I'm still on this here box here with the Ed.
I already know. I'm wanting to see if you remember.
Where's my Ed and brain today? Ed.
Dope.
Thank you.
That's not even my device, and I know what's in there. That's really bad.
You don't have to call me that, James. I'll get there in the end. Dope.
That's really bad. If I know you've got your device, and I'm like, this is terrible.
Evening, Kieran. Back to your old camera.
There Evening. We go.
That's better. That's better.
Don't like it.
Works now.
I don't like it.
I did just explain on your behalf what the issues were.
I thought rolling back the update would have fixed it, but obviously not. Obviously not.
It didn't. And James just called me a dope, which wasn't very nice, was it? But to be fair, I couldn't remember what the RBA was called inside here. The dope. And lastly, haven't actually vaped on it yet. This is the first build on the new Artemis II. I've got it in gunmetal grey to match nicely with the mech mod. Also from Thunderhead, the Turin Max. So I'm hoping that this is this wick has soaked up the juice. Let's just give it a go. Could be a large cough.
I think he's all right.
We're all good.
By now.
We're all good to go. The whole green screen going. And inside there, I've got exactly the same flavour, but 3 milligram strength. The blackcurrant, raspberry and lime. Short fill, which of course just add Nick shots to. That's actually rather good, isn't it? That is the first. I've had these since the weekend. And this is the first opportunity. I put them on the site straight away, Kieron.
I know you did.
Yeah, which I knew I wouldn't hear the last of it if I didn't. So there I was at stupid o'clock on Friday night. Stupid o'clock Friday night, putting them on the site. And I hadn't at that point tried one, but we've got a pretty good idea because we all had the ones with the...
I didn't hear. What are your bills on it? What are your ohms coming at?
On here, it's on a mech mod, but they're 0.14.
Right. Mine's a 0.21.
0.21.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I have to say, and what a matchy. That looks nice, doesn't it? Gunmetal on gunmetal. So, yeah, very good. Look at that. Close up. Let's do a close up. It's not quite the same colour gunmetal, but very close. Very close. But yeah, I also got, just before we go on to what Kieron's vaping, I got a bit of criticism from someone for this, that I said that, you know, the company wanted to know if we're going to stock it, basically. And I said, I don't think it's anything brilliant. I think it's all right. And I also think that, I told the truth, I think Mike Vapes has killed it as a product by getting a Dremel out, although I don't think it's that bad.
No.
And she said, you need to build it properly. Watch another video. I was like, hey? And she sent me the link to someone who can build it properly. I thought, well, I have built it properly. I
would have laughed if she sent you Kieron's link.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. But I just thought, what a funny thing to say. But anyway, that's by the by. But I also said, although, you know, it's okay, there's nothing wrong with it, it is a little bit noisy. And when you compare it to this Artemis II, I know what I'd rather have. I don't know about you two boys.
It's this is a really, really nice tank.
That
really
is a very nice vape indeed, isn't it? So, moving over to Kieron. So I didn't mean to steal any thunder. If I did.
What am I vaping on?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on the Oxford Slim SE. And then I got my Pinocchio. And I'm on the nothing special today. I'm on the Palace RCA from Gas Mods. And in there I've got my Drip Packs Cola. And of course the Artemis II RDTA. And in here I've got some of the Mind Flayer, a Temple Tobacco and Vanilla Cookie. That's it.
So a Temple also a liquid line out as well as a tank. That's quite.
They already had the juice line out, and then they had the Temple RDA, which I've got in now to review, and then they brought out the RTA with Dan Vape. So yeah, the A Temple line's been going for quite a while.
I better not.
All right, that's good.
I'm going to fog myself out in here, aren't I? So
probably will.
When did you get yours all set up, Kieron? Your Artemis II?
The day it arrived 2 days ago, was it?
2 days ago, yeah. Because I sent you two boys one. I also sent Dean Devil Vapor one because I sent him. Well, I didn't send him the wrong product. I was given the wrong product to send him. So I've now sent him the right one. So Dean Devil Vapor will be doing a review, I guess, at some point if you need or want, value his opinion, which a lot of us do. So it'd be interesting.
My reviews will be sometime this week. I'm going to do a quick show of the other one as well at the same time, but the main review.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that. This is the.
I think most reviewers who got both of them at the same time have been doing the same thing. On like
just doing a dual video.
These are the only differences. This and this.
Yeah.
That
The
kind
deck
of thing.
is the same, isn't it?
Yeah, the build deck's the same. It's just the wicking method and the size basically is the difference.
Yeah,
I think the other thing that's different is the actual thing in the actual piece inside the chimney is slightly different as well. I think it's a little bit thicker on the smaller version.
It's quite a bit difference in height, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a bit of a difference in size. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, both vape well. But they basically, anyone who doesn't know, they shouldn't have sent this one out with the wire wicks. This is a product that will probably follow later, but they just, before they went on their Chinese New Year, they just panicked and wanted to get them out, and they picked off the wrong pile. And I think they sent everyone the wrong product. That one's coming out later, so I think. So it never did really get completely to the bottom of it. Never really did.
Oh, I'm just trying to get some chat up.
So where did I get to in the chat?
I'm not going to chat. I'm not going to chat up yet. I've lost it.
I'll just put this comment on the screen because it's quite funny.
Very true. We use it as a shortcut. Very, very true. I can confirm that is definitely true.
Did you ever hyphenate it?
It's not ing. It's just at the end of it. That's
right. Okay. Tam, he says that raspberry and lime sounds awesome. Yeah, it's one of my favourites. It just, the lime gives it that little bit of kick at the end, and it's a flavour that actually MF came up with ages ago, and we tried it with Disperso, who make our Naturevape juice for us. And yeah, as soon as I tried it, I thought, yeah, that's going to be my daily vape, and it always has been. Mix up the concentrates from mouth to lung and the short fill from a direct lung. I am a creature of habit. I don't vary my flavours very much. Now and again I'll have a custard or something like that, but don't vary it that much. Salty. Good evening to Salty and Mike Haynes, if I didn't say Mike. Evening to you. Anyone else new in chat here? On tour, that's a chat within chat within chat, and Disperso are in the there. I'll talk about them. They will appear. Here they are. That may well be Ian.
Yeah, it probably will be Ian.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is. If it is you, Ian, then say it. So just tell us as you, so we know for the future. But Ian has started working with Disperso, as I found out the other day.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
I didn't know that until the other day, but that's brilliant news. Nice chap, nice company. So hopefully everything goes well there. Just Josh, that the single coil RT8? No, the Artemis II, they do a single one, but this one is the dual coil version. Here's the single coil one. I've got the single coil here. So it's very similar, slightly taller, dual coil. So there's going to be 3, but there are 2.
You could make the argument that if you were to put a big enough coil in that, you could probably make it a single.
You probably could actually, to be fair, but there's quite a lot of wick. The other thing I thought I'd give a bash with is these. They're now on the site as well. The lady recommended them from Thunderhead Creations, and I have to say, I've just tried my first build. There they are. Nice, big, long cotton laces. And you get
very well with it. They work very well with 3mm. It just went straight in, no hassle, no worries whatsoever.
It's quite nice. You can loop it in one side, back the other, and just cut both ends, can't you?
That's what I did when I built this one.
Should I mention the little tool that they send with it? Probably not.
No, we won't mention that.
We won't mention that.
Comes with that.
Obviously, you know, you're all better off.
Is that a Zachary Coily?
It's an Ed Coily. The other thing that I haven't had for a long time, any little kits, and they do this little kit here, which I've got as well, like a little travelling kit called the Sabre.
It looks really nice.
That's on the site as well. So end of shameless plugs. That will do for that.
I quite like the fact that it's quite a small kit, because everybody knows that like, the first thing they think of when you need a rebuild kit, they automatically go like Coil Master, and it's this big case thing that you get, whereas that's like a little sunglasses case. It's quite nice. It's
quite nice little traveling.
I've got a really small case from Vapefly ages ago. I can't remember what it's called now. It's just a really small one as well.
Yeah, I used to have them.
It's an old one. It's an old kit.
Yeah, we used to have them, but I couldn't get them anymore, so I was looking for an alternative. And we used to have the little mini Coil Master one as well. They did one, a little pencil case, but again, they're quite hard to get. They tend to make these things and then in one big batch, and then they don't make anymore, do they? They're quite weird. So anyway, anyone who's looking for that sort of thing, they are on the site now. All under, if you go under brands and Thunderhead Creations, you'll see all their products on there.
Mark Naturevape, Adrian Mason saying, show the Sabre more slowly, please. Maybe do a down. You've got a down cam on there. No?
I have. Let me clear the decks of all my junk and rhubarb.
Show what's included inside it.
The Sabre, the Sabre, the Sabre. Right. I haven't tried this camera for a little while. Anything could happen here, folks.
Dum, like
dum.
I'm going to stick my
fingers on your toes. He's going to be fiddling with the camera.
Where's my table cam?
Bye, folks. See you next week.
Table camera. Shall we try this one? Hey!
There you go. So there you go, Adrian. He's going to give you a wee gander at the Sabre, like you've asked.
Oh, that's not very big, is it?
Oh, that is nice.
Hang on. Let me drift out a bit. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. You can see it now. So, yeah, little coily kit, pair of side cutters. Oops. And in this side, one of those little triangle-y screwy tools, pair of scissors,
triple tree, yeah,
ceramic tweezers, the little hooky tweezers that I like more than probably most. I think I'll just find them really handy, those tweezers. A little coiling rod and a little wire brush to brush your coils down in the corner there. So there you go. That's everything in the kit.
That's not bad, actually, considering.
That's all right for 49 quid, isn't it?
It's not 49 quid.
I can't actually remember how much they are, but no, they're nowhere near that.
I think so. You know, I think something like that would be quite good for someone who's maybe wanting to do first-time building, because it's got a bit of everything that they would actually need. You know, when you open up like a Coil Master and you see all the little coil jigs, you go, "What the hell's this thing? What does that thing do?" Whereas that's pretty much everything in a nutshell you would need.
Yeah. Should we? Sorry, James.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, while I've got the table cam, see if I can find it again. I could actually show the deck to this Artemis II as well, couldn't I? I think it's easier on there, so you can see it. There it is. Probably a clearer shot of it. I've got my airflow just under halfway open at the top there. Right, let's pull the top off. There's a fill hole at the side there with a pin, same, very much similar to the other one. And there's my brace of coils on the deck, and one screw this side opens both coil holes, or all four coil holes to put your coil in. Dead easy. Probably got to be one of the easiest decks, I think, to build ever. If I can do it in 8 minutes or something before the show. Having never done it before, then I'm sure most will be able to do it. Why are you smirking, Kieron?
You're going to set me off again. I swear to God.
What was it? Not 8 minutes?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
about
guess
8
it was
minutes.
the countdown
About
clock.
8 minutes.
8 minutes. You wouldn't know anyway. You're messing about with your camera trying to get it to work. Oh dear. Right. What's this? Tam Dare. Let's put this on the thing. If it'll work. I'm thinking about getting that tank. Are they on the site yet? What's the airflow like? I like a big, airy bastard clouds for days. Right, let's open this airflow up. Yes, they are on the site. Spin that airflow around. God, that you wouldn't get any more open than that. That's nearly dead open.
I was
Too
going
open.
for a minute there.
I don't think you get any more open than that. That is as open things. Too open for me, but now I can't shut it. Why can't I shut it? Oh, here it is.
Oh, because the O-ring's probably dry.
I've done it. For me, it's about a halfway job. For me, that's where I prefer it.
Yeah, mine's about halfway as well.
Yeah, which means that's perfect, really, isn't it? If your preferred is halfway, you've got scope either side to cater for most people, I would have said. So hopefully that's helped your decision making, Tam. Hopefully. Cheech darts. All right, Cheech is on form. Salty. Anyone else new in chat? Gary Watson, I don't think you were in chat earlier. Good evening to you. Mark Trigwell, old school me on the Purity Plus and the Gate RTA. Yeah, two very good
Two good ones.
Very good RTAs they are. Very good indeed. Can't fault them. Guy Stewart, evening Guy. Josh on the Valkyrie Mini Gen mod, Jam Roly Poly. What's everyone tooting on in chat? Oh, there you go. There'll be some answers to that one. And Ian, it is you. So now I'll know with that sign from Dispergio, it's you. Warm welcome to you, and congratulations to Ian for getting that job. So I think, was he a bus driver? Were you a bus driver, Ian? I think you were.
Yeah.
So
for schools, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So no more screaming children to put up with.
I think it was like you did like the school runs and stuff like that.
Crikey. Working for anyone would be a refreshing change from that, wouldn't it? Really?
Yeah. Like, please don't make a mess in my bus. Bottle of juice goes everywhere. Basically what would happen.
Chinese dwarf. Ed Dope and Pinaco. Pinaco? Pianaco.
Tobacco, yeah.
Yeah,
very nice.
Pianaco. Jaya. Mike says nice kit. I've seen your message now. You were way ahead of me, Kieron. Can you show the saber more close? Well, I've done that now, so that's good. All good stuff. The rest is just what people are vaping on. So, have you boys had anything else new?
No,
nothing new.
Not really.
Just the stuff that I got from yourself.
There doesn't seem that much coming on the market, does there?
I'm waiting on a few things, but I don't know where they are. They're stuck somewhere. Yeah. I've got the new Berserker V3 coming in.
Yeah, that's probably the only other thing I've seen that's brand new, the B3. I think the majority of the reason why most of the stuff's going to slow down is because China went into lockdown for 2 weeks, didn't they? So they've literally stopped everything. Yeah,
they have, and not only that now that well, that was Shenzhen that went into lockdown, but now Shanghai has as well. So yeah, they're struggling there. Craig says enjoying the mouth to lung Claptons. Superb. Good news, Craig. Pleased about that. Most people enjoy my coils, to be fair. You got a friend at work that likes them, haven't you, James?
What's that?
I forget his name now. The friend you work with, he likes my coils, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, that's Tam. The one
That
you
is
keep putting up
Tam.
on
Is
the
that
screen?
right? I had a feeling
Yes.
it was, but I didn't like to say. I was trying to find out on the sly, and that didn't work at all, did it?
No, I didn't. Because I was just like, what are you on about? It's been a long day.
Yeah.
I've just seen someone's on a Hyperion mech, and it's Mike Haynes, and I'm very, very jealous. He's on the
Hyperion,
Hyperion.
yeah.
I'm
I've got
like,
to the bottom of chat. Yeah. And so's Lynn Smith.
stop! You need to stop rubbing it in.
I've got one thing new coming. It's actually sent from a company that I used to deal with. It's quite funny, actually, that... Let me see if I can find it. Rip Trippers has just reviewed it, I think, and they've got the translator on it. And he's put, it's better than a cow burn, better flavour than the cow burn. Should obviously be Caliburn, but because it's translated on YouTube, it's Cowburn. So we'll see if it is. It's called the Revolve. Let's see if I can show everyone a picture. I'll just show you one. I think they're sending me 4. So guess who's going to get one of these boys? There you go. The Revolve. It's like a round.
Oh, I've seen a picture of this one where it spins around the side. It's covered up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a picture
Right,
of
that. It looks like one of my inhalers. Hold on, I'll go get one. You'll see what I mean.
There's the white one.
Yeah.
Which you kind of think that's a bit odd. Would you want to carry that around? But I suppose that for something in your pocket, I mean, I will say I've put these in my pocket, and you do get the odd bit of fluff going, the drip tip, and it is a bit.
It's like my inhaler.
It's pretty similar. It's pretty similar. So we shall see if they take if they do take better than the Caliburn or whatever. We shall see. But yeah, she used to work for Keys actually, and Keys are now packed up.
Okay.
So she wouldn't normally send me anything that was naff. So I'm quite interested to see what that's going to be like.
Absolutely.
Puff on.
It's a shame that they went down because like the Alexander RDA was quite good, and Tam's a huge fan of the Solomon that he got from yourself. He really likes the Solomon.
I liked all the Keys stuff, to be honest. It was all really good. I'd never had a bad Keys product. I think they were brilliant. Such a shame that that they folded. I don't really know why they did. I think lockdown pretty much finished them off. But yeah, nice companies.
They weren't they weren't one of the larger companies. Where they were quite not small, but they were kind of in between. Weren't they?
Yeah, they're in the middle there somewhere. But they always looked after me really well, and I had a really good working relationship with Keys. So, and it was always the kind of product that some products you get, they have like a 2-week hit window, and then no one buys them ever again. That's it, they're gone. You might as well throw them in the bin. But with Keys, they tended to, yes, they'd have their little boom time, but they would still keep selling, ticking out, even after the initial hype and everything, which was good.
Yeah, they were a good company.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. It's Tamler. Thanks for showing me love this show. Much appreciated. Why you take the time to answer people's questions. Top bunch of guys. We are a top bunch of guys. And I always try and answer questions in chat. I just think it's nicer just to... We're quite lucky. We don't have like 500 people watching, so we can actually look at chat a bit more carefully. And I think that's quite a nice thing.
Because my overall philosophy is that it's the chat that also, they are part of the show. It's not like, okay, you guys see 4 people, 3 people, 6 people, 10 people on the screen, but you guys are actually part of the show as well. If you've got a question, you just put our name in capitals with your question, and if we see it, we'll answer it. That's the great bit about it.
Yeah.
Apparently, Green has reviewed the Evolve pod as well.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, Agent Mason's just said
Need
that.
to give that a wee watch after the live tonight.
I think I'd rather watch Green than Rip Chipper.
Yeah, I can't listen to that guy.
Jesus.
He just
I used to really like him in the beginning. When I first started vaping, he was one of my main reviewers. Back in the early days, he was really good. But
I agree. He did some cracking coils, didn't he? That I used to love, like oven coil and things like that. I used to love watching these coils. But then he got all.
Did you say oven coil?
Oven.
I mean stovetop.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the same.
Is it the same? The stovetop's on the top, the oven's underneath.
Chat, help me, mum and dad are fighting.
I tell a chef that oven's the same as the stovetop.
Only a chef would argue that.
Exactly. Oven coil.
He's going to do a new one.
Some of the old ideas that he would go and research and come back. He had like the Tin Man coil. He had obviously the stove top. He done like tons of dragon coil, and I'm like, this is something you can actually maybe watch and learn a little bit from. But all his newer stuff, I'm just like, no.
Oh yeah, the oven. That's right.
He did the microwave one as well, didn't he?
Oh dear. I'm in a playful mood. I've had a stressful week.
It's been stressful, I think, for a lot of people. I notice wherever I go, everyone just seems stressed and irritable. And
Sunday, Mother's Day, was just a nightmare for me at work.
Was it? I suppose it was, yeah. But it's packed, wasn't it?
But like I keep saying, though, we had like 185 bookings for Mother's Day. You get Father's Day, you get maybe 10 or 20 at the most.
Really?
It doesn't make sense. Why doesn't Father's Day get celebrated as much as Mother's Day? It's like we don't count. We're just men.
We're just men. Yeah. That is odd, isn't it? That is odd. 3D evening to you. Where's Boris these days? Wonder how he's getting on with the what? That old glands up.
Yeah, I've been Boris in chat for a while, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Boris is probably reading his party fine, is he?
Maybe he's getting his flapjack.
Trying to make his noose a little bit longer.
I can actually see chat now. I've cleaned my glasses as well. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's just a bit of a test. Do we need anything else thrown at us for a year or two? It just seems so much, doesn't it? But there, we're on here, to liven that mood, and I think it does all affect us differently. I mean, Mother's Day. Okay, I don't think I held it as a secret. My mother's got dementia, and I'll just tell you a quick story. I won't go into a long, in-depth bit about it, but she has numerous troubles with her stair lift and things that I get called over there, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just she forgets how to use it and things like that. But she had a bird table that rotted at the bottom, and she loved that, but for some reason that bird table was her bird table. She loved it. My sister actually bought her this beautiful one with a planter in the bottom. Gorgeous bird table. It was a fortune. Mum didn't like it. It wasn't her old one. So I took her old one away the other week, and I spent all day Saturday putting a new base on it. It was a bit like Trigger's broom. There wasn't.
20 years I've had the same broom.
There wasn't much of the original left apart from the centre upright pole, and the roof all had to be replaced, but it's slate on top of that, so that was all right. But and the bit of the on the top where the seed sits, so that was the same. But other than that, I had to replace loads of it. So I took it over to her. I thought she'd love that. So Mother's Day surprise. Took it over there on Sunday, and she went, "Oh, that's lovely. That's like my old one," she said. I said, "It is your old one." I said, "It's like Trigger's broom," and she didn't understand what I meant by Trigger's broom. But quite funny, bless her. So yeah, so when dementia's a horrible, horrible thing. I've never in my life come across it before, but it's really testing. Probably a lot for her. I don't know. You can only sort of get a sense of how frustrating it is for her, but certainly for others round her. It really is. But there you go. We fight through. Oh, it's Mike. Has put a comment about dementia. Dementia is a real hard one, Mark. My dad suffered bad. Took him from us. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's just a, she can't find her words for things and things like that. It's just, to sit on a stair lift you've had for 20 years and you can't remember how to use it. That's weird, isn't it? That is a weird one. Terrible sickness. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But she's still got a sense of humour at times, though, which is is good. It's nice that she's kept that. Can be a bit quirky, a bit like mine, but obviously I get it from somewhere.
Well, that's a good sign that obviously having dementia, that there's still bits of it are still in there, and it must be a nice thing to see when she does have that quirky, giggly sense of humour. It must be quite nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's the testing times, James, is things like the television. She doesn't know how to turn the television on. It confuses her sometimes, and she never charges up her phone or her iPad, because she doesn't know she has to, and it's just. But yet she used to all the time, so you can just see it getting worse and worse. But hey ho, we get by. So, yeah, other than that coming through, I don't think there's an awful lot. There is, of course, I think I mentioned this before, didn't I? The Bishop Cubed, I think I said about that one.
Yeah,
yeah, that's right, because Kieron defected. He bought it from somewhere else.
But it's still not arrived yet.
Still not arrived?
Nope.
So that pre-order didn't go that well for you then, Kieron?
Nope. No. It's like I've ordered the August Era Pro RDA. I'm still waiting for that as well. I don't know.
He's going to hold that over your head for a long, long time. You do know that.
No, I'm not.
You're like, you got that yet? No, well, I've got one here.
We've had ours some time. We're actually on our second batch now because I've ordered some more.
Have you reviewed it?
Possibly not at the moment, Kieron, no.
Why not?
I am waiting for their new pin, which is actually, on a serious note, something I do want to talk about. Where is that? I only heard this today. Fresh news.
Oh, God.
Here we are. Since many people are asking me, Bishop Cubed if the Bishop Cubed can fit the Pulse all-in-one mod, the answer is yes. After strict testing with original Pulse all-in-one mod, Pulse all-in-one mod users just need to change a lower 510 pin for the Bishop Cube, then it's compatible. We will sell the extra pin for Pulse users. And
that's all right. I don't use a Pulse anyway.
There is the pin. But so anyone who does want to know that, they're going to be making this pin for it, and I've asked her to send them to me when they're made. I think someone asked...
Why does it need a different pin, though? Because I thought the Pulse is adjustable anyway.
I don't know. I haven't got a Pulse. You have?
It's adjustable, the 510 pin. You put your screwdriver in, you can actually raise it and lower it slightly. So why would you need a different 510 pin?
Can you?
That's a bit weird. Yeah.
Well, maybe when you get your pre-order, Kieron, you'll let
I'll try the Pulse and see, yeah. I'll try it and tell you.
In April, you can
pick it off.
Maybe May, you can let us know.
When I get in July for my birthday, I'll let you know, yeah?
Oh,
it's actually, I do know it's actually on its way to UK. It has left there. It's on a plane here now. So
it's on Pigeon Post, is it?
Snail mail. Sorry, Kieron.
They sent it via pigeon.
Blah, blah, blah.
Expo. When is Expo? Forget.
I've told you, you need to have on your website a coming soon page.
Pardon?
Not just for me, for all your customers to know what you've got coming up.
Oh, I see. I was talking about Expo. I thought, why would I want to put that on my website about Expo? I'm with you now. You mean products coming soon?
Yeah.
I agree, Kieron. If there are a lot...
If you know you're getting something in, at least start marketing then people know,
yeah.
Right, I won't buy it somewhere else because I know Mark's will get it in.
The problem is, I'll tell you why I stopped doing that. I was putting that on and I'd put arriving soon or expected whenever. I got email after email after email.
Yeah.
Any news on this yet? Do you know when it's coming in? Which is fine. That's lovely. I like talking to my customers. But when you're still sitting there at like 1 a.m, tapping away on emails, it does, you know what I mean? I just try and try and stop them a little bit if I can. So that's part of the reason that I don't. The other part is I'm lazy, I suppose.
So sorry, what were we saying about the expo then? Sorry.
When is Expo?
28, 29, isn't it?
May 28th of May. Yeah, that's right. I was just reading what Mike's was something about should bring to Expo.
I'm going.
It was May. Yeah, it is May, isn't it?
I won't be going to this one. Maybe the one next time round.
Yeah, I shan't be going to this one. You're going, aren't you, Kieron?
I am. Yep.
Yeah. Are you
charging
your autographs?
I'm having 4 days away from the wife and the kids.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know which other reviewers are going. No idea.
If I would be going, it would be like for the 1 day, then like 2 days max. I went for the 1 day, then I would come back up the road if I were to do it.
It's a long way for you, isn't it, James?
No.
Long way from you.
I'm getting the head shake from the missus.
Apparently, you're not going.
But that's not what I'm saying. Is if I,
the wife says no,
I would probably go for. I would, go through. I would go for the 1 day, then I would come home after that. I would just go in the train after the expo and come back up to Glasgow.
Yeah. I was seeing Ian Dispersia in chat again. I did message him earlier, and I was saying, I didn't realise, and I said that we'll have to have you on the show 1 week as a guest. So you're in chat, Ian. We'll have to do that very soon. Whenever you're ready, give me a buzz and come on as a guest for 1 week and explain all what you're doing for Dispersia and what you're doing for that wonderful car. I do like Dispersia. Very good company. Lovely bunch of lads. Proper, honest folk they are. It's someone else. That's all right. I thought it was Mark. It was Mick. Craig says he's waiting for the Fatality M30 RTA coming. Should hopefully get it mid next week. Adrian, I asked about 1mm air reducers for the Cubed. Yeah, I did. I asked them as well. Now, what did they say? Bugger, I can't remember, Adrian. Sorry, I'll look back on the messages later on, see if I can let you know. But I did ask them. That's flustered me a bit. Thank you, Mike. He's put the dates of Expo on there. 27th to 29th of May. Lovely. Cheech is going with his dartboard. I think the way a few reviewers have been with each other this year, it'd be a bit like Will Smith going.
We really would.
Why do you think I'm going?
Will Smith goes to Expo. Bash!
Well, let's get ready to rumble.
That'd be fun.
Has Will Smith's wife got alopecia then? Because I did see a bit. She has.
Yes.
I think I'd have gone and hit the bloke as well.
Yeah,
I really do. It's a bit.
There's a bit of history behind Chris Rock and Will Smith. Anyway, it wasn't that one-off thing. It's been going on for a few years. There's been a few things going on in the past.
That's a bit.
The final war.
It's a bit underhand. That was, wasn't it? A bit underhand.
Yeah.
Really. But I guess Will Smith's probably annoyed with himself for losing his temper now. But I don't blame him. I wouldn't hold it against him. Put it that way.
Like Rufus Kane just said then, I mean, Chris Rock, he did take the slap well. He carried on going.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah. He did. And that was it. Carried on like nothing. So, yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah, I think it knocked his speech a little bit, though. I think he lost the plot a little bit. Mick, Naturevape. Still not found any purge magnets, although cleaned the CC switch and it's working fine now. Oh, that's good then. That's okay. Someone asked me about a silver spring the other week as well, and the only silver spring I had was for the Futoon mech mod, and I'm not even sure if we've got any left now. But the chances of that fitting whatever they want it to fit is probably quite remote. Cheech thought it was a publicity stunt. I don't think it was.
No, I don't think it was.
No, because if you actually turn up your if you turn up your sound as he walks up onto the stage, you can actually hear like skin like making contact. Like you can hear the thump.
Yeah, that was a good hit, wasn't it? That was a clean blow. It was a bit of slap. It wasn't a punch. It was only a slap.
It was a slap. It wasn't a punch.
Give me a schlep. Here's a man that we haven't seen for a long while. Evening to you, Shrek. How are you?
Or morning.
Well, yeah, well, I don't know where the morning comes from. I think Shrek's a bus driver as well, isn't he?
Maybe he's like a vampire. His night is our morning.
Good vampire.
Possibly.
Yeah, just Josh. There must have been bad blood. Yeah, there had to be more than just what happened.
Yeah, there was a bit of history. Like I said, I think 2018, 19, there was something going on with them as well. This was just like the final straw.
Yeah. What's this? Josh? Just Josh. Not oh right. I get confused. I get absolutely confused. So, is it? Yeah, we're about that time.
Yep, I'm just putting my battery in here.
It's about time to do our. If I get my phone ready, take this one out of here. James, we knocking stuff over. James has got some reading to do in a minute. I'm going to put it on the screen. You read that well, I thought, the other week, James. So I think that can be your job.
Is this going to be your shares part? Is it?
It's my share.
Yes.
Part. And
you have another juice quickly while you're doing that.
Well, something relevant.
This will be the week I actually cock it up massively.
There is something relevant for you. Go and get your juice in. We'll wait
Thank
for
you.
There's actually two things that I was talking about before, which is it's funny how things turn around and change.
Is it for the better this time or for the worse? Because it was kind of green.
No, just well, for the better, really, and change. Yeah, it's funny how things change around. Right, I need to get off that screen before I start showing everyone my deepest, darkest secrets. There aren't many of them on here. Right. What I was going to say, Kieron, is, if I can find my iPhone, do you remember that my Chinese drone company, Ehang, was it 50% down the other week?
Yes.
And I remember your face going, ugh. Well, they are no longer. Ehang are now only 14% down. So isn't it funny how things 14.25. So I just slightly bought at the wrong time. Had I bought a little later, a week after or 2 weeks after, I think it was, then I wouldn't be 14% down now. I'd be like 35% up. So it's a bit of a bugger. But other things are doing quite nicely. Block in particular is 62% up. I don't think. How are your shares doing, Kieron? Are they 62% up in 3 months?
So like what Rufus Kane is asking me. Is that 70-30?
Oh, right.
What did you?
So block, yeah, 60. What a cracking result that is for me. 62% up. Robinhood that I bought not that long ago, the other week, which is a bit like one of these trading apps, but for America, is 36% up. Cloudflare was way down. That's now 21% up. Palantir 9.9% up. Digital Reality 7% up. Lemonade 7% up. Most of these are now, in fact, up. Zoom is hanging down there, and so is Ehang, and Fresnillo is a silver mining company there, 12% up. So doing all right. When you think the stock market was having a bit of a crash, then I think, and that's the takeout of this. It's basically time in the market, isn't it? And if you ride the ups and the downs, 1 week I'll be buying too expensively, the week after I'll be buying too cheaply, you could argue, because the market's come down. And it all works itself around. But this week I chose physical silver. Now, for those of you that are eagle-eyed, you'll see I normally put £10 a week in here. but I've had to put £17.93 in for that because you have to buy a full share of that. You can't buy a £10 split. So I've put a little bit extra in this week, but the same thing happened in reverse the other week when Fresnillo, which is down the bottom here, I tried to buy £10 worth, and again, you can only buy in shares, and that at the time I think was about £6. So I underbought that week. So it's still working out roughly a tenner. We didn't have a show last week, but I bought an extra UI Path share at the top there, so you can see that's at £19.13p. So that was, I just bought the same one last week. So that was my choice for last week. Interestingly, my watch list, I won't go through it all, but a few of them. I mentioned a cannabis stock. I don't know if you two remember me mentioning that, and people in chat said, "Oh, Naturevape's into cannabis now." But it was two that I noticed the trend lines were looking favourable. Well, one was Sundial Growers down at the bottom here, which is now up 40% when I added it to the watch list. So I should have had more faith and picked that probably 1 week. And the other one was Canopy Growth underneath it, and that's at 12% up. So they're doing well as well. I don't think there's a lot else. People can read for themselves what I've got on my watch list ready to strike. I've left a lot of the silver ones because silver went up quite sharply. It's now had a bit of a pullback, so I've joined the party now because it's pulled back a little bit. Interestingly, on the insights that you can have on this app, since it began, I did say that I was aiming for 7% up on the year. Well, I'm actually at the minute 27% up on the year, which I think is for an amateur. I think I've done all right. I'm not saying, I'm no expert. I'm really not. It's just, you need a little bit of luck and a little bit of educated guess, I think, with this sort of thing, which is probably where I am. And underneath, you get a comparison between what I've done and where the FTSE 100 index is from when I started. And I'm 27.9% up, as I said, and the FTSE is down 3.64%. So, well done me. Do I get... Hang on. Tap myself on the back there. Well done me. So, not to bore you too much, but if I went on our good old comparison or compound calculator, which we'd done before, now the starting balance, we said, let's say a tenner, which is where we were. Annual return rate, we said we were hoping for 7%, and we put it over 10 years. Every week, put a tenner in. That's a periodic addition. That would have meant that we'd put in 5,200 and our profit would have been 2,333. Now, I know this isn't going to happen, but if I change now the annual return rate to 27%, that actually now changes quite dramatically, doesn't it? That your contributions obviously are still 5,200, but your profit is £21,000. That would be incredible, wouldn't it? If that held for that long, which is, I've got no illusions that it will, because it won't. But it would be quite interesting if it'd be great if it did.
Very nice.
Yeah. James, would you mind reading that out for me? Because I forgot.
I was going to say you're a bit late now. All information and opinions discussed on the show are for entertainment purposes only and are not considered. Hold on, let me try that one again. For entertainment purposes only and are no way considered to be financial advice. And
for that reason, James, you're fired. You got it wrong.
I have one less responsibility.
Yeah, so it's funny how a couple of weeks changes, isn't it, and makes a lot of difference. You know, that's why with that sort of thing, I just think you shouldn't get downhearted. It's just, as I say, it's time in the market. Weirdly, I've got a funny comparison in my head. You know when you're like, I don't know if you bought your house, James, or is it rented?
It's rented.
Rented. Kieron, yours is bought, is it?
Bought.
Yeah. So having stocks and shares, it's a bit like you've bought your house, and I don't know what you paid for it, but let's say you paid £200,000 for it, right? It's like someone standing in your garden and shouting at you, 197,000. You think, shit, I've lost £3,000. Then they shout 205,000. Yay, I'm making money on my house. Stocks and shares are a bit the same. You don't worry about it with your house, so you shouldn't worry about it with stocks and shares, is what I believe. And if you buy, let's say, Tesla at $800 and it goes down to $600, but you're happy to pay your $800 a share or whatever, you should be more than happy to pay $600, shouldn't you? Because you were happy to pay $800, so why not buy the dip and buy them at $600? It's just how I see it. Maybe I don't look at it the same as other people, but there you go. Shrek says, "Good job you didn't invest in P&O."
P&O, yeah.
Yeah, that was a shit show, wasn't it?
That was a joke, wasn't it? That was a joke.
What I do think is lovely with the P&O thing is that the English government have now said, unless you pay your staff proper wages, you won't be bringing a boat into one of our ports. And I think, fair play. That's what they should be told.
Absolutely.
Isn't it funny how they've failed a lot of their safety tests since they've done that? Do you think those tests may have been enforced a little more stringently?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. What's Craig put here? Be good to get a decent profit from them shares. Money makes everyone happy, according to the guy who gives his own mod a rating of 10. What's that?
Oh, I know what that's about.
Go on, explain.
So,
go on, James.
Jay Hayes had made the Deception, and he gave his own mod a 10.
Oh, did he?
It was something to do. I obviously I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but from what I understand and what I'd seen, he got a white Duma version of one of the sleeves that can go over the Deception, and the Duma button actually matches up with the body perfectly. So they've obviously cut, like, if the pattern was going like left to right, so does the button. It kind of matches where it's supposed to go on the Duma.
Right.
And he gave it a full 10.
Full 10 for his own product.
Yeah,
but he's... I think sometimes he just does it to stir people up, doesn't he? There's a bit of an attention seek in it with Jay Hayes.
I will admit it's a very nice looking device. It's that kind of really old school shape where I'm trying to remember, like shape wise, it reminds me of the old G class. It was kind of curved, and you could thumb fire it on the curve of your thumb. It was kind of, like the Loch Ness. It was kind of like that shape. But yeah, it was really, really nice. So it's obviously it's mainly for like his hazers and things like that. Follow him. He's going to be selling it to them. I think he released a few to the public, but I don't think it's going to be too mainstream.
Right. I haven't watched Jay Hayes. I think the last one I watched was The Nest, when he reviewed The Nest. I think that was the last review of his.
Yeah, but if you design the product yourself, you don't review it as such.
Perhaps I need to look back on The Nest and give it a 10. What do you think, Kieron?
Yeah, absolutely. Give it 11. The hell of it. Look at it.
Yeah, for this, I'm going to make an exception. I'm going to give it an 11. Yeah, he's a bit of a character, isn't he? Guys, I'll just answer Guy. There's a very quick answer. Actually, Guy, Mr. Dispergio is now in chat. So hopefully Ian is still watching. Guy wanted to know if I can get my concentrates in 100% VG. Because most concentrates, for those that don't know, are mixed with PG.
Yeah.
So as their carrier, they're not all, you get a concentrate, it's got to be carried in something, and it's in PG normally. So
there used to be a company a few years ago, I can't remember what they were called, and all the concentrates were VG, but they're quite expensive.
I think,
don't think
weren't
they're around
they in
anymore.
Scotland? I think they were.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hard to get hold of, and it's quite expensive.
I did know there's a husband and wife team. It was quite a small little company, I think, wasn't it? But they did a lot of chips. Very successful. But I think they folded. I think they just packed it up.
Yeah, I think a couple of years ago they just disappeared. That was it.
So hopefully, if Ian is watching in chat, that jogged my memory. But if not, I will find out, Guy. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask. I'll be quite honest. Adrian says it might actually be a good time to invest in P&O. Well, you never know in life, do you? When do you buy the shares? When they're cheap. Things change.
Yeah, exactly. Because Shrek said that one of their boats actually got impounded.
Got what?
Got impounded.
Oh, did it? Right.
Yeah.
I'm just reading what I've seen.
I've just seen that underneath. Yeah. Yeah. Christ. Mark says, yeah, no device to blow a vapor from is worth that money. How much are they?
I don't have a clue. Anyone in chat know how much the deception is?
It's
deceptively
$500.
Wow. So it's something like $550. I'm sure it is.
Jay Hayes, talk about blowing smoke up your own arse. Candy head I use at Mo, like to spend with Mark though. Oh, you're right. Okay. Well, that's nice you feel that way, guys. £600, look, according to Graham.
£200 for a new case for it.
£200 for a new case? Christ. Hell, he's not shy, is he?
No.
Yeah, that's 600. Jesus Christ.
$600. Yeah, it was still a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take 2 Rufus Kane.
Adrian,
I'll sound like a bit of a devil's advocate here, but if people are happy to pay it because it's made by him and it's their favorite reviewer and they get something that he's put pen to paper, more power to them. If they are happy to pay that, you guys go and pay that.
300 for the magnets. What's Adrian put here about VG? Because this is quite important, I think, really. I've been asked before. 100% VG, nick or concentrates don't mix well. To get the best out of it, I get why some have PG. Yeah, it is. And Guy has got a PG intolerance. I know that. So, and he's not alone. There are other people with that as well. So. Yeah. I think the company you're talking about, Kieron, as well, did they not mix water with it? Not vodka, did they? It was water, I think.
I think it was distilled water, yeah.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah.
Just because
to help make
VG is so thick otherwise, isn't it? So thick, and a lot of coils wouldn't take that. And it makes no money from it at all. Yeah, right.
Of course he doesn't.
Yeah, good point, Mark. Mark Trigwell. Reference P&O. Yeah, would you support them by buying shares? No, I wouldn't. I actually had some Russian gold mining shares, which as soon as I sold immediately in my own personal, not in the one I do on here, I've got my own sort of share thing as well. And yeah, I sold them immediately because I didn't want to fund or support any part of what was going on. None.
No.
So sometimes there are more important things than money, isn't there? And you just say, no, I don't care. If something doesn't sit well with you, then you can't put money to it, can you?
Well, that's very true.
What's Mike put?
I'm just reading Craig D's comment at the bottom.
Craig, that's what I was. Yeah, I had to be.
He didn't. He actually wasn't too sure where his device was being made, but he didn't actually know if it was Greece or Germany. Well, you should do. It's your device, isn't it?
But don't you? This isn't a pop at people from the US, but people they've got in sometimes a lot of them. They think Europe, and Europe is Europe. It's because I suppose our countries are so small compared to theirs. Oh, it's somewhere in Europe. But for us in Europe, it's quite important, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, right. So, anything else? Anyone in chat has got anything they want to ask us? I think I've covered what I wanted to tonight with the various little bits of news that's coming forward. But anyone else in chat that's got any questions or anything they want to ask they're not sure of, fire away, open court, because and equally speaking, James or Kieron, you got anything you wanted to chat about tonight? Fire away, because I've rambled on enough. Court is yours.
My brain like rubbish. Scotland is capital of London. I like that. That makes me laugh. I'm in charge. There you go.
And the UK is England. Lol. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they just do, don't they? I noticed it before. And the other thing you get from people in America is say, you know, where are you from? From England. Oh, do you know so-and-so?
Yeah, we all know each other. We're all best friends with each other.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I get it in Blackpool sometimes. You get some idiots come up to you and say, "Oh, do you know where this hotel is?" And it's like, it's a white door, and it's how am I supposed to know? It's got a white door. Because a lot of people come to Blackpool at the weekend, especially the men. They book into a hotel. They don't really think where they're booked into. Then they might get drunk all night, and then they're like, they get in a taxi and they're like, "Can you send me to my hotel? Where is it? I don't know."
Happened to the best of us, Kieron, that is. You know,
yeah, it's true. No, I think like one of the things I always get, especially if I speak to somebody outside the UK, they go, "Do you wear kilts? Do you drink iron brew? Do you wear
underwear under your kilts?"
No.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah.
What is the benefit?
Easier to go to the toilet? I don't know. I think it's like when the kilt was originally made, I don't think underwear was an actual thing. So you just wore it to cover yourself. But the thing is, the kilt wasn't actually granted, obviously it was a garment, but you could make it into a blanket. It was it had so many purposes. You could make it into a blanket. You could change the way it looked, so part of it was a hood to keep your head dry in the rain. It had so many functions. A lot of people just, when they see a modern kilt, they just see what's around the waist, but a traditional one actually goes over your shoulder as well.
I thought it was to frighten the enemy, James. I thought they went way like this and frightened the enemy.
Probably.
The wing
so
ganging
out here, way.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Show them your ass.
Thank you, Mark. That's a lovely thing to say. If I can get it on the broadcast. Thank you guys for an invaluable time. Best online show for me. Take care, all. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it is. We missed last week, and you weren't well last week, were you, James? And
no, I had tummy issues.
You had tummy issues. Kieron was keen to come on. I think you were all right, weren't you, Kieron? You were Captain Faithful. But to be honest with you, I have struggled with this Ukraine thing, and at times it's really got me down. I mean, like the week before last, we had this show, and I actually felt so much better for having this show. I don't know, it just seemed to help somehow. But before the point of having the show, you think, I can't put a smiley face on tonight. Well, what I've seen on the news today and yesterday is horrific. I just can't do it. And so many mixed emotions, and I think a lot of people are the same. A lot of people, like, there's a concert tonight, isn't there, to raise money? I think.
Yeah, the wife's watching it just now.
Yeah, it's on now while we're talking about it, and in some
I think my
ways,
wife is as well.
I think it's fantastic that they're raising money for this cause. I think it's superb because that's what they're musicians. That's what they can do to help. But in other ways, you kind of think in your head, that's what they need. That's not what they need right now. They need help. Do you know what I mean? And the country's getting blown to hell. Singing a song about it ain't going to help. But of course it is. And they're the emotions that are torn, like, in my head. Have I explained that badly?
I think, like, one of the things I would maybe say it might help, not sway your thingy on like songs and stuff, but a lot of people feel emotional connections to songs. So if if somebody, you know, it'll take them maybe back to a memory where they maybe felt vulnerable, under attack, or in other songs it completely takes your mind off of what you're in at the moment. You literally just sink into the song and into the moment. So
yeah.
It has got a kind of magical quality. You know, you've put your favorite song on, everything else just disappears for that 2-3 minutes, and you're in this little bubble with music. And I think it does have some sort of power, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to answer Peter Kendall's question there to me, yeah, I'm reviewing the Presidio Pro RTA 24 next week.
My watch just said time to stand again. Every time I go on a little political rant, that says time to stand. Is it a sound?
It's Boris. He's keeping tabs on you.
Gotta have a
It's like, stand up, old chap. Stand up, old chap.
Take that watch off. God.
Take the watch off. Yeah. Guy thought that you all wore kilts. Stand up.
It's mainly they're ceremonial now, like weddings, funerals, that kind of thing. They're more ceremonial than anything now. I will be wearing a kilt at my wedding, so that it's just in case anyone was wondering, I will be wearing a kilt at my wedding.
Gary Watson's got a question for you, James.
Yes. Let's see. No, you just need to. Well, I have obviously wore kilts in the past for other weddings and what have you. You just need to grit your teeth and smile.
Be a funny old wedding if you say you don't wear underwear under your kilt, and it starts raining at the wedding, and say, right, time to lift the kilts off, keep our hair dry, boys. What a strange wedding that would be.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wedding tackle.
Quite literally in this case. He's gone fishing, he's got the bait out.
Yeah, so you've answered Peter's question, haven't you?
Yeah.
You don't need to stop to go to the toilet. Peter, blocking my choice of music ruined music for me, Adrian. Go on then, Adrian. What was your choice of music? Let's hear it. Put it in chat. What was your choice?
Bananarama.
Choice of music for what? A wedding?
No, Adrian says people mocking my choice in music ruined music for me. So I want to know what his choice was. See if I'd knock him as well.
I've got a very kind of weird sense of music. I quite like, obviously, like a lot of rock music. It's a given, but I quite like a lot of old stuff that, like the 20s and the 30s. Like my gran, I remember being watched by my gran years ago, and she would have the old record player out, and it would be like Bing Crosby, the Ink Spots, Eris Fitzgerald. And I still listen to that stuff.
What, like Glenn Miller and stuff like that you'd listen to?
Yeah, like Sinatra, all that kind of stuff. Because it kind of takes it, like I mentioned before, it takes you, puts you into this little bubble. It also brings in memories as well. I just remember sitting with her, she'd be knitting and it would be on in the background and we'd be talking. She'd be giving me like ice cream, all that kind of stuff. So...
We don't believe you, Adrian, but okay. Some of those songs you were just talking about, James, I think Kieron was there when they were released.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
How old are you? When were you born?
I'm so old I can't remember anymore.
I do remember as a kid there was some builders building a house near us, and I remember Lily
I'm
the
54.
Lily the Pink being on the radio. You won't be able to remember Lily the Pink, James, I'm sure. Can you remember it, Kieron?
Yes.
Yeah, see. Kieron probably bought that record, I think.
You're the same age as me, Mark. Can't you? Like one
I
year
know,
difference,
I
isn't it?
know. But it's just
It's like
nice
that.
to have
Shh,
someone.
don't tell anyone.
Just nice to have someone else coming up, nearly at the stage where they can get a bus pass. That.
I've got another 30 years of that before I need to worry about that.
Bus.
Sorry, I didn't mean to rub that in there.
30 years. How old? When do you get a bus pass? How old do you have to be?
65.
Sure now. It probably changes
I
every
keep
year.
changing it, but the last time I checked, it was 65.
65. Christ. Oh, we've got a little way yet then, Kieron. We're all right yet.
If we can't
I've got
retire,
what-
so what
I've
is it now? 70 to retire?
I've got
For men?
31 years to go.
67 it is now, I think.
67, is it?
Yeah.
I'm retiring at 60.
Oh, yeah.
Got
Yeah,
63
I'm doing
years
that
to go
right
then. 60 in
that.
Scotland.
60 in Scotland?
That's what Graham says.
Yeah, but
Really?
you don't work in Scotland.
I'm moving to Scotland then. Look out, Scotland. Here I come.
But excuse me, driver, do you mind if I bring on these panels I need to sort out? Dum, dum,
I
dum.
think I tell you, if it is 60, I might move to Scotland as well. Christ.
That is, when you think though, it's easy for a man who sits behind a desk to say, you can't retire till you're 67. But like your work, Kieron, is quite physical, I'd imagine. Mine is physical, not this job, but the other one. Like builders, plasterers, plumbers, electricians, all those jobs are physical jobs. And those
Not until you
body-
mid 70s.
You make a really good point because my dad's like an industrial plumber. He works like football stadiums, prisons, hospitals. Like you're talking massive scale stuff, and he's even contemplating early retirement because his knees are starting to go. You know, my dad's turning 60 this week.
Yeah.
But he's thinking about just going into 3 days, maybe part-time office work because his knees are going.
Yeah.
And then, but he keeps changing his mind. And I'm like, it's one of these. I ended up saying to him, hopefully it's stuck. I said, well, look, if you take the early retirement, you can spend more time with your grandkids and you can actually run around and chase after them and do what granddads are supposed to do. You don't want to be that granddad that's stuck in a chair. And I think that's kind of resonated a little bit with them. But he's like me. He's too stubborn. He likes to work. I like to work. That's where I get it from. I just need to shout at him a wee bit more, I think, to get him to change his mind.
See, we're not alone, though. There are other people in chat. Mike Haynes, God, I remember that song, Lily the Pink. And Guy's right, it was sung by a group called Scaffold. I'm sure it was. Yeah. So there you go. 60 in Scotland. Christ.
Yeah.
Right, Pink Floyd. Right, okay.
Yeah,
Don't
we
know.
try to
Don't
get
know,
the music Asian Mason liked.
don't know. Like I did say,
My music's very weird because I like a lot of country music.
do you? Well,
Yeah.
like Dolly Parton.
No, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson.
Dolly Parton's greatest hits.
I like the male country singers.
I think that one went over his head there. I heard
I'm not
it.
listening to him. Not listening to him. No, Garth Brooks is my favourite singer.
Who?
Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks. Yeah. Right. Well, we've drifted on with a load of rubbish in the last 10 minutes to the end of the show. So,
Yep.
I'm going to pass it to one of you boys. Who did the intro? Oh, you did, didn't you, James? So I'm going to go to Kieron in to say his good nights first.
Good night.
Nicely tonight, Kieron. Not just good night.
You know me too well. No. It's been a great show, finally. All three of us together, without cameras being stupid.
Well, slight camera, but...
Yeah, I think from next week, I'm just going to go straight to Logitech. I don't know what's going on with that camera. I have no idea what's going on with it, so I'll just stick with the Logitech for the live stream. And yeah, like I say, last few weeks we've not been here. It's just like you said, things going on in our own personal lives. But hopefully, going forward, every Tuesday we should always be here. Touch wood.
We hope so. We hope so.
And I'll pass it over to James.
Thank you, Kieran. So everyone in chat, thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's good to see you all talking with us and us talking to you as always. If you're watching on the replay, remember and smash the like button. It helps us out. Hopefully we'll see you all here next week. Look out for a couple of reviews of mine coming up next week. I've got the Artemis and I've got the Valkyrie coming up, so keep your eyes peeled for them. I will put the links in my Facebook. If you're not following me on that, feel free to follow me. Any questions, feel free to drop me a link or a message, and I'll happily try and answer it the best way I can. It was nice to see you all. Take care, and I'll pass over to the boss.
We got a late arrival.
What's Laurie? We're going.
Oh, goodness me.
Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
Laurie, we're saying our goodbyes. Lovely to see you, Laurie. Even very brief.
Maybe she didn't change her clock on Sunday. Maybe she forgot to put the clock forward an hour.
Oh. Yeah, we have missed Daniel tonight. I was going to say that earlier, that we've missed Daniel tonight.
But before I pass it over to Mark, I hope you're feeling much better, Laurie. Obviously, we know you weren't feeling too well. I hope you're feeling much better. Yeah, we all do. We all, look out for you in the chat. So I hope you're feeling much better, and I'll pass over to Big Boss Man.
You haven't missed much, Laurie. We were talking about James's kilt and what his undergarments are with that kilt, but you'll have to watch the playback. He goes into quite some detail. Never apologise, Laurie. That's just nice that you.
No, absolutely not.
Never.
You're going through a lot right now.
So the 43 of you that have put your thumbs up, thank you ever so much. It does help with algorithms, blah, 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 with the show. So that's nice of you to do that. Thank you. And thanks for all tuning in. And sorry about last week. Hopefully we'll be back next week. It is busy times for all, but, we do our best. Sorry, I was reading Laurie's. It's been a real test. Yeah, hopefully making good inroads to being on the mend. Much about kilts. There you go. So, and obviously, hopefully, the virus is still out there. It's on the up again. So everyone take care. Try not to let your guard down on that. Stay safe. Stay well. Be happy. Let's all rise above it. And we'll see you all next week. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.